Welcome back to the Dinner Party Show. I'm Christopher Rice.
And I'm Eric Shaw Quinn.
And I'm sorry, who are you, ma'am?
My name's Ann Rice. I'm a writer.
Oh, your publicist called like a few hours ago and was like, will you take this client? She's in town.
Thank you so much for squeezing me in.
It's our pleasure.
We haven't talked about anything on the show except this for about a month and a half now.
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
We're pretty delighted too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make people wait about 2 hours for the big announcement.
No,
Is
we're
that right?
not. No, I can't wait.
We're gonna
RuPaul. We took our lead from RuPaul. We're going to just wait and wait. We're going to drag it out as long as possible.
Okay, so are you want to get right in? Are we going to do a drum roll? Are we going to?
I am happy to
Is
get
everybody
right
ready?
in. I am at last able to announce my up-and-coming new novel. The title is Prince Lestat, and it is a big vampire chronicle, and it's all about Lestat and all about the vampires and what they're doing right now, how they're coming to terms with everything that's happened to them, and how Lestat is dealing with the demand from all sides that he step forward and become some sort of leader of the tribe.
Mom, you're going to have to go. We played a big fanfare. You weren't looking at my hand signals, so you're going to have to say all of that over again.
No, you don't. You don't have to say any of it over again. Everybody was listening.
Okay.
No, but it's a true sequel to The Queen of the Damned. That's how you describe it to me.
It's a sequel to the first 4 books.
Right.
Actually, it's a sequel to, I would say, everything up through Memnoch the Devil. It's a sequel to the first 5 Vampire Chronicles.
Wow.
After that, the Vampire Chronicles are kind of memoir books and backstory and other experiments and so forth. But this is really the follow-up to all of that. Yes, it's the sequel to The Queen of the Damned.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm very relieved finally to be able to talk about it because I actually finished it last summer. I finished it, I think, in August. And made some final revisions around Thanksgiving, but it's been in ever since. But the publisher really didn't want me to talk about it yet, and I've been having a terrible time not talking about it.
Hey, you and me both. You and all of us. Eric and I have
Quite a
both
secret to
read
keep.
this novel. We've both read the
Yes,
novel, and
yes,
we have
yeah.
not said a word on any
wouldn't-
episode of the Dinner
I
Party
wouldn't
Show.
even tell my parents. They called me about my birthday, and I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them what the announcement was. It's been a big secret.
I was openly hostile with friends of mine who tried to get me to tell. Good friends of mine. I ruined friendships over this book, Mom, and this embargo.
I'm so sorry.
It's ruined my
I'm
life.
so sorry. I wanted to tell everybody the minute I finished it. You know,
Oh,
in fact, I
bad.
did go on Facebook and say I've just finished my new novel. I just didn't say what it was about and
Right.
so forth. But I'm very happy to announce it because
I'm
it
sure
took me
plenty of people are gonna
a
be
very
happy
long
about
time
this.
to write this. I had to read all the Vampire Chronicles over again, and I had to kind of, you know, I don't want to be irritating or how shall I put it, pretentious talking about a character as though he's a living being, but I really had to wrestle Lestat to the ground and beat him up and say, look, you got to talk to me. You know, I want to know what you've been doing. Because I can't really write novels about that character unless he wants to come through. And it really is like he's a living, breathing being somewhere. And suddenly he did. He came through and he started to talk, and I was taking the dictation. And everything went splendidly well. And it was very exciting.
What
In the
made him
creative
come
way.
back through? Was it the werewolves that brought him back, or what opened the door again?
I'm not
Is it
sure.
everybody asking you to write another Lestat?
Was
book?
it Eric never leaving you alone about writing about Lestat again?
I'm not sure it was everybody asking because I truly felt that I couldn't. And I was telling them sincerely, no, that will never happen. That's just not going to happen. And I meant it. I didn't think that it would. I'm not sure what really did it. Let's just say I finally had a novel to write. I had a story to tell with him, and I had his voice again with me, and it happened. I couldn't make that happen. I couldn't force that. I couldn't just pull that out of a hat like a rabbit. You know,
Right.
It had to happen. And I do think going back and reading all the books, feeling I had a lot more to say, a lot more, you know, getting really excited, what if, as I read, that made a big deal of difference. And also feeling I knew him again. He was talking to me, and I knew where he was.
Well, all
And I
of
knew
them.
where
I mean,
he'd
it does a
been. Yeah.
wonderful. I'm one of the lucky people who's actually gotten to read it already, and it does a great job of kind of recapping where everyone is across spanning times and eons.
That
and
was a lot of fun, and I did. There were a lot of false starts, and I wrote a lot of material that never made it into the novel. The characters made it into the novel, and their stories made it in, but lots of stories, incidents, little vignettes, whatever about those characters never made it in. They may make it into a second
I was going to
one.
say, you'll just have to write 10 or 12 more books about
Well,
these
I'd
people.
actually be delighted to do that.
I would be
feel like
delighted
this
to
is,
read them.
This is novel one of a new incarnation of the Vampire Chronicles.
Okay.